Hello students, here today we are going to study about post-fertilization events. First one, development of endosperm from primary endosperm nucleus, development of embryo from zygote is called embryogenesis also, maturation of ovule into seeds and maturation of ovary into fruits. Endosperm. Development of endosperm takes place before the embryo development because endosperm provides nutrition to the developing embryo. Primary endosperm cells divide repeatedly mitotically to form triploid endosperm, and primary endosperm nuclei are formed after triple fusion, the fusion of male gamete to the polar nuclei. Cells are filled with reserve food material and these are used for the nutrition of developing embryo. That is why development of endosperm takes place before the development of embryo. Primary endosperm nucleus undergoes successive nuclear division to give rise to a free nuclei, and this is called free nuclear endosperm. Subsequently, cell wall formation takes place and become cellular endosperm. First it is free nuclear endosperm, and after the cell wall formation it becomes cellular endosperm. The coconut water is free nuclear endosperm and the white kernel is cellular endosperm. This is the prominent example of nuclear endosperm and cellular endosperm. So the water in tender coconut that we have or drink is nothing but free nuclear endosperm, and the white kernel is cellular endosperm. Endosperm may be consumed completely during embryo developed, or it may be consumed during germination of seed. Sometimes endosperm is completely consumed during embryo development, and sometimes it may be consumed during germination of seeds. Say embryo development. Zygote formed and placed at micropylar end of the embryo sac. Zygote is formed at the micropylar end, and then zygote starts its development only after some amount of endosperm is formed. Why? Because endosperm gives nutrition to the developing zygote and developing embryo, and embryo development takes place in the following stages. First, it divides mitotically and form a pro-embryo. Then it becomes a globular stage, and it becomes a heart-shaped, and then it becomes a matured embryo, and this is matured embryo. Let's see how the dicot embryo looks after its development. A typical dicotyledonous embryo consists of embryonal axis and two cotyledons. These are the two cotyledons, and these are embryonal axis. Embryonal axis above the cotyledon. Cotyledon के ऊपर embryonal axis है, उसको this portion is called epicotyle. Epicotyle. And the terminal part of epicotyle is called limules, and this limule gives rise to shoot system, the part of the plant which grows above the ground. So these limule give rise to shoot system. Embryonal axis below the cotyledons. Cotyledons के जो नीचे का portion है, those portions are known as hypocotyles, and the terminal part of hypocotyle is called radicles, or it give rise to root system or root tips, and root tips is covered with root cap. Monocot embryo, it consists of only one cotyledons. In grass family, cotyledon is also called scutellum. Grass family में जो ये cotyledons है, this is also called scutellum. Scutellum situated towards one side of embryonal axis. Embryonal axis के एक ही तरफ होता है. Radicles and the root cap are enclosed by a sheath, and that sheath is called coleorhiza. And the portion of embryonal axis above the level of attachment of scutellum, above the level of attachment of scutellum, is called epicotyles, and epicotyle has a shoot apex or limule which is enclosed by a structure. This is called coleoptile. So this limule gave rise to a shoot system, and this limule is enclosed in a coleoptile with a sheath, and that sheath is called coleoptile. Seeds. Seed is the final product of sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So after fertilization, fertilized ovary develops into fruits and fertilized ovule develops into seed. Seed consists of seed coat, that is outer covering of seed, cotyledon, it is food reserve, and embryon axis. Cotyledon stores reserve food material for the development and germination of seeds. Matured seed without endosperm is called non-albuminous seed or non-endospermic seed, because during development all the endosperms gets completely consumed, so it is called non-endospermic or non-albuminous, like groundnuts, pea also there. A part of endosperm is retained in mature seed. If in a seed endosperm is retained or endosperm remains, then it is called endospermic seed or albuminous seed. Example, maize. So remnants of nucellus in the matured seed is called perisperm. If in a matured seed nucellus is remaining, so remnant of nucellus in matured seed is called perisperm. Very important example for this is black pepper and beet. And the wall of ovary develops into wall of fruit, and the wall of fruit is called pericarp. We have earlier also studied about it in the first chapter. Fruits develop from the ovary is called true fruit, and some of the fruits do not get developed from the fruit. Some other parts other than the ovary also contribute in the fruit formation, like thalamus. So in apple, strawberry, cashew, the thalamus contribute in the fruit formation. That is why it is called false fruit. So these fruits are not developed from ovary, it is developed from some other parts like thalamus. And some of the fruits are developed without fertilization of ovary. Such fruits are called parthenocarpic fruit, like banana. So such fruits are seedless fruit. So fruits which is developed without fertilization of ovary is called parthenocarpic fruit, and such event is called parthenocarpy. And there is some special reproduction also, special type of reproduction, apomixis and polyembryony. This is unconventional. Apomixis is very common in asteraceae and grasses. Seeds are produced without fertilization. These are seeded fruit, but they are developed without fertilization. So seeds are only developed after fertilization of ovule, but these are the special case where seeds are produced without fertilization, and it is a type of asexual reproduction, but which resemble the sexual reproduction, but it is not actually a sexual reproduction, it is asexual reproduction. What happens here? Sometimes diploid egg cells is formed without its reductional division, without meiosis. While it is getting formed, a diploid egg cell is formed and there is no reductional division, so it remains diploid and develops into seeds without fertilization. So it mimics like sexual reproduction, but is actually asexual reproduction because meiosis is not taking place here. Citrus fruit and mango, nucellar cell starts dividing In citrus fruit and mango, nucellar cells starts dividing and protrude into embryo sac and develops into embryo, है ना। इसमें क्या होता है, न्यूसेलर सेल डिवाइड करना शुरू कर देते हैं और वो जाकर के एम्ब्रियो सैक में अंदर चले जाते हैं और यही एम्ब्रियो में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं. सो इट looks like that it has fertilized, but it is not actually fertilized, so it mimics sexual reproduction. So in this way apomictic seeds are produced. One more case is there. If there are ovule having more than one embryo, अगर ओव्यूल जिसमें एक से ज़्यादा एम्ब्रियो बन जाते हैं, such case is termed as polyembryony. Hybrid plants are developed by apomixis to maintain the genetic identity, और apomixis से ही hybrid plant develop किए जा रहे हैं so that it could maintain the genetic identity. And thank you. This chapter is over, and from tomorrow we'll start the new chapter, that is human reproduction.